Yo, ladies and gentlemen, Bukayo Saka is the benchmark. In a week where he doesn't play, two players get a hat trick, and first thing they do is come for Bukayo Saka online. He's been trending for 2 days straight, and he didn't even play this week. Also, we have Mikel Arteta now has a fully fit Arsenal squad, and he needs to utilize the bench. In addition to that, we're going to be talking about the Arsenal Brighton game. Dayo's in the building with me. Dayo, hope you're doing well.
I'm doing great, my brother. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's up, people? I hope you guys are having a good day wherever you are, whatever part of the world you're in, morning, afternoon, night. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, we're going to dive into it this on my side this evening and on Igal's side tonight.
Let's get into it. Bang. Yes, people. Okay, so let's get straight into it. First things first, the reason why we're doing this video, we're going to be talking about the Arsenal Brighton game, and that's going to be one of the major breakdowns we're going to need to get to in a bit. But before we go any further, we need to speak about Bukayo Saka. The way Bukayo Saka gets brought into these arguments with Foden, Saka, and every single day it's just Palmer, Saka, Foden, Saka, this, this, Saka, that. And we just need to get into it because it's starting to get ridiculous. I think it's gotten to a level where it's near insanity now with the way with the way some of these tweets are and some of the ways people are speaking about him. So let's just look at some of these tweets and let's talk about it. So first, you got people going at the fact that they both got hat tricks. Yes, Saka didn't play, but this is what football Twitter is nowadays. This is what football Twitter is nowadays. Yo, bro, talk to me. What do you got to say, bro? Because to me, I'm saying the reason why they're bigging up these two guys, they got hat tricks, yes, but why is it that the first thing that they have to do is go get at Saka? Just enjoy the fact your boy got a hat trick. I get it. They got their goals. They did what they had to do, but let's not act like this.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It's hard for it's people like that and things like that that make it hard for people like Foden and Palmer to really shine. Let me put it that way, because people like that still try to compare them to Saka. Saka is doing Saka, right? He's doing him. If he wasn't that good, if he wasn't a benchmark, why are you comparing your players to him? Like, I've never understood the logic behind somebody saying, "Oh, well, no, Igal has the best streams."
Bro, they're even lying at this point. Did Saka get injured versus Man United? Or did he not get an assist for Declan Rice's goal?
I don't see the other side of the tweet. What did he say here? He said Saka got injured versus Man United.
He said Foden versus United, hat trick. Palmer versus United, hat trick. Foden versus United got a brace. No, he got a hat trick last season. Palmer got a hat trick. If I'm not mistaken, Saka literally dunks on Man United on a regular basis. Like, what are they talking about?
They have to make look. This is Igal. This is what I'm saying, man. Like, you have to realize this is what qualifies Saka to be what he is. You know, this is what qualifies Saka to be as good and as great as I think he is. Because at the end of the day, you have to make up stats. Like, you have to make up stories to try to show that he's not that good. You have to compare your best player. I mean, I've heard people say things like Saka is average. He's just good. He's just good. And I'm like, okay, let's go by your logic. I agree with you that you're saying Saka is just good based on what the rivals are saying. But why are you comparing your best world-class player, in quote, to my player who is just good? Explain the logic. Like, explain the logic of why you're not comparing him with Zinedine Zidane. Explain the logic of why you're not comparing your player with the likes of those that you say are the greats, but you keep coming and comparing him with Saka. That means you're simply saying your player is not as good. That's all you're saying. So I don't get moved when I hear it anymore. Initially, it used to trigger me like, what are these guys talking about? But I don't get moved anymore because I realize they don't have any joy, right? Or any way of proving that Foden is great, good eye test, great. Stats, great. I think the only reason why Foden is even as good as he is this season is he's added leadership to his skill set. Like, he'll take a game by the scruff of the neck when he needs to do it and, go ahead and do that, which is great. But these people seem to forget that Bukayo Saka started as a left back and has played multiple roles and now plays right wing. Tells you how diverse he is, how dynamic he is as a player, and the things that he has done up until now at 22 for country and club. Psh. I mean, Foden is an amazing player. Don't get me wrong. Nobody's putting him down, but he's a tool in the cog of Pep. And without him, Pep can still win games. You know, honestly, I don't know if Foden can carry a team like Palmer is carrying the team. Let's be honest, because I've only seen him play for City.
To be fair, Foden's kind of carrying City this season.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying this is the only season, like I said that earlier, the only season where I've seen him add leadership to his skill set, which is great. Like, any player that is doing great, we can praise them on their own without trying to put down the other person. You know, so when all these guys come out with all these tweets and all this nonsense that they put on Twitter, like, oh yeah, Foden scored a hat trick. Where's Bukayo Saka's hat trick? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you know, what has that got to do with what? Can you imagine this? Foden has scored how many more goals than Saka this season? What, 2?
With the hat trick, now he has 3 more goals in him, I think.
More goals than Saka with the hat trick this season, right? Saka is having
2 hat tricks.
Yeah, Saka is having one of his worst seasons. Saka is having one of his worst seasons since we've known Saka to be Saka.
I don't know about that. Maybe his performance
would
have been bad, but his numbers have been there.
That's what I'm going to Gal. I'm saying even in his season where he's like the numbers are good for him, he's looking bad, but the numbers are good. In the season where Foden is looking amazing, his numbers are just slightly higher than Saka's. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like that's what I was talking about.
Let's go through some of these comments. Big up Jacob in the house. He's saying, Egal, do you see how all the rivals prop up other young players as world class, but we can't prop him up as high as that? It's true. But the thing is, people are going to hate. The Arsenal tax is heavy with Bukayo Saka. I bet you any money, if this guy was at any other club besides Man United, he wouldn't be getting this kind of hate. If he was at City, he would not be getting this kind of hate. If he was at Chelsea, he would not be getting this kind of hate. If he was at Liverpool, he would not be getting this much hate.
I think the bottom line is because he plays for Arsenal. That's one. 2 is I think both players have earned in their rights to be called great players in their own rights, both of them. You know, based on the context and circumstances surrounding exactly how they've been and their careers. Bukayo Saka has been successful in his career thus far for his age. You know, and
let's go to this next clip
as well. So
let's go to this next clip. Have you seen this clip?
That's a myth.
Have you seen this clip?
No.
Not just say Saka's gotten
So
better
Foden-
and better as the season's gone on.
Foden, he's never anywhere near Phil Foden. This season.
Listen to that again.
So
Better
Foden-
and better as the season's
Foden-
gone on.
But he's never
Right.
anywhere near Phil Foden. This season.
Not near
This
Foden.
season.
Near him, but he's not near him.
Saka
Rodney.
has. It
He's
hasn't.
not near Foden. You say, is that what you're saying? Can I just check? That's what
No,
you've
that's
said.
exactly what I'm saying for the form this season.
For
Look,
the
Phil
form
Foden
this season.
Phil Foden has been dazzling for the entire
Today,
season.
you're saying Saka and Foden are nowhere near each other in terms of
In terms of the form over the course of the season, yeah, absolutely.
The thing is, I've
Like this is what we have to deal with. People saying not even near each other in terms of form this season. Like, if I'm not mistaken, Saka's up there with player of the season candidates also. They're making it seem like Saka's not up there. I get it. Declan Rice has been good. Gabriel Magalhaes has been good. Saliba's been good. We have a lot of great players in our team this season, and the team has been playing well as a totality. But do you honestly think people can just sit there and blatantly say Saka, Foden's just clear of Saka like that? It's ridiculous to me. I find it ridiculous. And I hear the arguments for technical ability, blah, 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 blah. If you want to talk about technically the way they score their goals, the way they get their assists, yes, Foden is a little bit more dazzling on the eyes. If that's what you mean by better, fair. But if you want to sit here and just say, oh, they're not in the same conversation, that's just blatant lies.
This is the thing. I don't even ever want to do they're in the same conversation thing because there are 2 different types of players to me. The idea that every time people want to prop Foden up, they have to try to bring Saka down is what makes it laughable for me. Why can't we?
One second. This is a blatant lie also. Saka doesn't step up in big games. What are we talking about?
Let's not even do that. Tell me, okay, so the big game we had with Man City recently, right? Saka didn't step up. Did Foden step up? Mr. David Breffel? Did Foden step up? Did Saka step up? None of them were able to step up. But I don't see anybody saying, "Oh, Foden didn't step up against the game against Arsenal or any other game where he hasn't stepped up." But in the games where he steps up, you give him all the praise and accolades. That's what we're talking about. Like, it is crazy to see that the minute you want to praise Foden, you have to compare him to Saka. That just tells me the level that you play Saka at. Because if Saka is that bad, you shouldn't be. If you say he's that bad, he doesn't step up in games. Why are you comparing Foden to him?
Not
Why
even
don't
that. If they want to talk about Saka stepping up in games, if they want to talk about Saka stepping up in games, right? They only ever bring up the games that benefit them. They don't want to talk about Saka versus Tottenham at home. They don't want to talk about Saka in games like against Manchester United last year. They don't want to talk about Saka versus Man City over the last couple of years at home whenever he slapped a goal past them. They don't want to talk about the fact that he dunks on Chelsea on a regular basis whenever we play against Chelsea. Liverpool, even was it this season, he got a goal in the 3-1 victory. And are we just going to ignore these things? Like Newcastle,
they
Burnley,
look, it's
West Ham,
they're not
Nottingham Forest, every team, he's
they're not
dunking on them.
they're not going to look at that because they have an agenda and they want a narrative. Yes, Saka has not been performing at the levels that we expect him to this season, but his numbers are there. Hold on, Igal, I'm going
to at home, man of the match in the Champions League.
No, look, Igal, I'm coming. Let's not even bring up all those things because those are clear things that they can Google and find out. Let's just talk basically about the player, right? He's not firing at the levels that we know he can fire because we've seen him fire at a higher level. But the numbers are there. The numbers are there, right? So when everybody keeps on saying Saka needs to step up, you also need to realize that the way we played last season, Arteta has changed it this season. Same thing with Odegaard. Last season, Odegaard was free-flowing, scoring goals, right? This season, Arteta is going to drop deeper and pick up the ball. We've changed our style of play. We've changed the way our team moves forward. So, of course, the players are going to appear differently to you. So to turn around and say, because Arteta is not trying to build a team like Liverpool where if you don't have what's his name, Musala, you struggle for goals. Or a team like Man City, if Haaland is not firing, Alvarez is not firing, they struggle as well. They win one, they get 1-2-1, or sometimes they struggle to even score. Arteta is building a complete team where all the entire team, everybody can score, everybody can. And I've seen how from last season's free-flowing football to this season's more dominating like soccer style of play, the players have had to relax. Martinelli, the same thing. Not because he doesn't have the speed anymore, but because we're playing a certain type of football to get a certain type of result that we want. So for people to sit down there and just expect that Saka is just going to break out of it and basically just go ahead and do whatever the heck he wants because people are trying to compare him to Phil Foden, it's stupid. So I don't care who they think is better. The bottom line is the team at the top, Palmer can be in 12th position and be a great player for Chelsea. But the truth is, having said all that, when all said and done, who's the person challenging for the title? It's Saka. So
I just want to know what people can talk about Foden and say he's technically gifted. Do you agree with the fact that people say Cole Palmer is technically better than Saka? That's crazy to me too.
I can't look. See, here's the thing. Like I said again, it is a wild thing to say when you're talking about Cole Palmer's first season because he's having a breakout season and a great one as well. A good season for him, even though Chelsea is a horrible team right now. They're in 12th position and long may it continue, but he's having a good season, right? And it'll be wild for people to sit down, look at his first season, and then say, "Oh yeah, he's better than Saka." Let's see the consistency. Saka has been doing it for a minute. Let me see the consistency. Let me see you do this season and do it next season and do it the third season. Then I have enough to judge, but I have enough to say, you know what? Yeah, because you could be talented this season and next season you're out. So if you had an off season next season, what do we say? What do we say? So
one season wonder.
Okay, well, there's many. I'm not saying he will be, but my point is when people talk, because the thing about it is they also need to realize that the way Chelsea is going, I guarantee that Poch is going to leave. Another coach is going to come in who's going to want to play him a certain way or build around him or play him in a certain way where his skill set may not shine as much because they're trying to play as a team, and then we'll see how that works out.
Also, he has 16 goals and 8 of them are penalties. So it does benefit you a lot when you have 8 penalties. Like Bukayo Saka shares the penalty duties with the likes of Odegaard, Havertz, and even Jesus has taken a penalty this season, if I'm not mistaken, right? So yeah, so just goes to show you, like, if Saka took all the penalties for Arsenal, he would definitely be on way more goals right now. And Foden, the thing about Foden that's impressive, he has, what is it, 17 goals with no penalties, or is it 14 goals?
Yeah. I mean, that's impressive. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, we can talk about him as a player and about how great he is without actually comparing him to anybody. Because obviously, for me, at the end of the day, is the consistency of it. Like you were saying earlier on TFT today, about how in his first couple of seasons at Man City, even though he won trophies with them, he wasn't a major contributor. 5 games, 9 games, in all. And then, of course, his third year was 20 games or something, or 28 games. And then the fourth year again, was where he came into 30 games. And when somebody said the average of his games is 43, and I was like, that's not true. Because I went and looked at the data, and it wasn't. That's not reflective of what it was that he's been doing. Last season, this season, yes, he's stepped up big this season. He has stepped up big this season. He's added leadership, and he's added, a lot more to his game. And respect to him, man, for doing what he's doing. But to sit there and then say that because Foden is playing well in City and scoring a hat-trick, that makes him better than Saka, and Saka is trash. It's like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Facts. And at this point, people just make up fake stats, try to lie for likes on Twitter. It is absolutely crazy. Like, I seen Don tweet out after Cole Palmer's hat trick, said hat trick before Saka, hat trick on Mount's head top. Yeah, really a cold world. Wallahi, Saka lives rent-free in these people's heads.
Saka didn't even play this week, and everybody's tweeting about him. And I'm just like, hold on, I don't understand. Are you celebrating your Chelsea win, or are you celebrating your Man City win? Or are we here to just compare your players to Saka?
Bro, they're calling Cole Palmer world class after 2 penalties and a deflected goal. Two penalties and a deflected goal. Take that in.
Hey, look. By everybody's definition of world class, and this is where I've had this conversation before, where we're like, well, you can't define world class. And I told him, I said, you have your own definition of world class. I don't think that's what world class means. So if you can turn around and say Palmer is world class because of 2 penalties and the deflected goal, that's on you, man. That's on them. That's on them. My definition of world class, like I said the other day, is very simple. Any player who is at the top of their career, one of the best at what they do, and that any top club in the world will be willing to have you. Like, if a top club needs somebody in that wing or in that role, and you are free to go there, like it. You think Bayern would not take Saka if they didn't have a right winger? Do you think that Madrid would not have taken him if there was no right wingers? Do you think that any of these top Barcelona would not take Saka if they didn't have a right winger? And on the market,
the honest truth is,
like, that's what I'm saying.
The honest truth is, they will never stop thinking about Bukayo Saka immediately after their player scores. They always, the first thing they think about when Cole Palmer or Foden scores is not, oh, good thing he scored. No, it's, haha, he scored. Let's see if Saka couldn't do that. It's actually, like, it's worrying. It's really worrying. This is the society we're in now.
It's the SDS. It's the SDS that they have. They all have SDS. I think we should start tweeting hashtag SDS, hashtag Saka derangement syndrome. It is worrying some people. SDS. I'm serious. Hashtag SDS, man. That's what it is from now on.
Oh my God.
Okay. Saka derangement syndrome. I'm starting that. Everybody, please go to Twitter. Go on hashtag SDS.
There you
Saka
go.
derangement syndrome.
Do me a favor. We got about 30 of you guys right now. It's late. Do me a favor, hit that like button. It's absolutely free. It really helps out the channel massively. And of course, it will help get more traction to the video. So please do hit that like button right now. It is absolutely free, and it doesn't cost you a penny.
Can I quickly
answer?
Can I quickly answer, Mr.
1 second. What super chat was there? I don't see a super chat.
Mr. David Breathwell, let me answer you real quick. You're right. We have to win trophies as well. But you see, here's where the logic fails me, right? Let me
is he talking about comments?
Yeah, I think maybe he meant this comment.
David, bro, super chat's different from just a regular comment, but no problem.
So David, let me put it this way to you. Yes, you're right. We have to win trophies, but I think most people forget that in the last 4 years that Arteta has been here, Arteta has won a trophy already. Now, you might not value, you might not, hear me out. I know you're going to say it's just the FA Cup. Well, that's not a trophy. Okay. So why are City treble winners with the FA Cup as one of their 3 trophies? That's my question to most people. City are treble winners with the FA Cup as one of their trophies, but when Arsenal wins that same FA Cup, it is not a trophy. So Saka doesn't have a trophy as far as people are concerned because it's the FA Cup. I'm not comparing FA Cup to Champions League. I'm just saying when you say somebody is a treble winner and one of the trophies that you're calling one of the treble is an FA Cup. But when another team wins it, you're like, the FA Cup don't make no sense. You can't say Saka has won that trophy. So my point is, yes, they do need to win more trophies. They need to win more things. But remember, this is just the second year we're challenging. The second year that we're challenging. It's not like we've been challenging for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. I need to turn this reaction thing off. It's so...
No worries.
It's not annoying.
Eagle, who's your signing of the season, McAllister or Rice? If Liverpool go on to win the league, easily McAllister. If Arsenal go on to win the league, it's Declan Rice. But this is something that changes depending on form. If Declan Rice's form for the rest of the season is terrible and McAllister's form is good, then McAllister wins it. If McAllister's form changes and Declan Rice stays the same, then it's good. Really and truly, this is a thing that's still ongoing because it's very close. But Cole Palmer also has the case for signing of the season.
Yep.
Who do you give it to? They usually give it to the attacker.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, if I wanted to wait on sentiment, as an Arsenal fan, I would say Declan Rice. But if I wanted to just wait on sentiment, I would give it to Cole Palmer. He's carried an average Chelsea team on his neck the whole season. That kid has literally carried that entire club. He's carrying Pochettino. It should be Palmer FC. That's what it should be. It should be Palmer FC. Like, they need to change it to Palmer FC. I mean, if by the year, it's like, it's almost like saying, if I as a full-grown man can pick up 50 kg, but an ant can pick up 5 kg. That 5 kg equivalent, if that ant was my size, it would probably be 500 kg. So that's what Palmer is doing. Palmer is carrying Chelsea, which is huge. For us as Arsenal, Declan has Jorginho behind him, which gives him that free rein to do certain things. You know, we have other good players around him that is making the team look amazing. And also, of course, he's putting out the numbers, don't get me wrong, but he's in a team where everything is solid. And, you know, so I would say Palmer, you know, that's who I'd give it to.
Okay, let's shift gears quickly. Do me a favor, brother. If you guys want to support the channel, please do hit that like button. It's absolutely free. And also, if you want to actually submit a super chat, you can do that. That helps out the channel massively. Also, but let's just shift gears quickly. Well, people are talking about, what about Ross Barkley? Ross Barkley is not.
If Luton stay up, maybe.
If there was a most improved. If there was a most improved, maybe you can give him most improved. That is something you can give Ross Barkley. But yeah.
Skills, let me say this, Mr. Skills, man. Yo, if not for Palmer, Chelsea will be in relegation. Just take it from me. Yeah. Go take away all of Palmer's goals and all his contributions this season and go look at how many points Chelsea will have.
If Luton stay up, it should be Ross Barkley. Really, Ahmed? Come on. People saying, what has Palmer won? Palmer won the treble last year, bro.
He had to have played 5 games in the Premiership for him to have been entitled to get a medal, if I'm not mistaken. Did he play 5
penalties though? 8 penalties. Crazy. You know what? I think we're gonna shift gears quickly. We're gonna get into the Arsenal tier list. Let me just find what I'm looking for. But yeah, man, you know what it is? There's so many young players in the Premier League, and I really do believe Bukayo Saka is the person everyone compares themselves to. That's the benchmark. And the reason why I said that, off the back of everything that we've said, there is no way Foden is having a bad game, and you're gonna see Arsenal compare him to Martinelli. You know what I mean? You're not going to see Arsenal players comparing Martinelli to Foden. You're not going to see Manchester United fans comparing Garnacho to Foden. But the moment Garnacho had those 2 goals, I could already see people writing Saka Garnacho posts.
That's look. They always have to find someone to compare him to now. So it is what it is. It is look, when somebody has set the benchmark, everybody wants to be compared to you. Simple. You know, like if Saka scores a hat trick, right, in the next game, you don't see Arsenal fans going and saying, "Oh my God, Saka is better than Foden." Saka, like, man, our star boy scored hat trick, star boy 3-0. Like, Arsenal fans are going to keep bigging up Saka, and I think that's what upsets them as well. Because I have never in all my life sat down and said, "Oh, Saka is better than." I don't care.
Okay, so Mikel Arteta needs to find more game time for these players from now until the end of the season. So let's get into some of these players and what we're gonna do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this tier list, and the way we're gonna do it is we're basically gonna discuss certain players and their roles in the team for the rest of the season. So we already know who the crucial players are. We're gonna have the likes of Gabriel Magalhaes, Kai Havertz. They're going to be playing week in, week out, right? You're gonna have Bukayo Saka starting week in, week out. David Raya starting week in, week out.
Martin Odegaard.
Martin Odegaard, where is he at?
Beside Thomas Partey.
You're gonna have Declan Rice. You're gonna have Ben White. You're gonna have Odegaard. You're gonna have Martinelli, crucial player. I think Jorginho even gets in there, crucial player now.
Yeah, Kiwior as well.
Kiwior, where is he at? Kiwior is a crucial player now. He's overtaken Zinchenko.
Yeah, Zinchenko is my number 3 for me, left back.
Okay. Saliba, of course. He's a crucial player. Are we missing anybody? Okay. So there's certain guys. Alneny, love him. He's probably gonna get sold. This guy here, Karl Heinz, he's not really playing. Runderson's already gone. This guy's on loan right now. He's not going to play. Gabriel Jesus, he's going to be a crucial squad player. I don't see him starting for the remainder of the season, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Mikel Arteta's going to have to find time to get him in, but he's going to be basically utilized as rotation across the front 3. Very useful rotation piece across the front 3. Right? You agree?
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. I think Gabriel Jesus, because of his knee injury off and on as well, and apart from his injury, he's not the most clinical player, but I think he's a very useful player. And to have someone like that come off the bench and cause problems is good. So yeah, I think he's going to be a good squad player.
Okay. Next, what are we going to see from Reiss Nelson? Undecided. Does he need more game time? Is he going to be a bench player?
Since we're talking about using them this season, I would keep him on the bench because we need to have as much rotation as we need. Like what happened with Luton, where we brought him in first to play and we were able to rest Saka. That's very important. In certain games that we will play, we might need to start people like Reiss Nelson. They're able, like, just talking about the rest of the season, since we don't know who we're getting next season.
I don't see him coming in and being an actual starter for the remainder of the season at all. I think this was a one-off game where he starts. I don't see him starting for the remaining games.
It's dependent.
The remaining 8 games, where do you see him potentially getting a start?
Where the remaining 8 games, let me pull out who we're playing. Let me just pull this up real quick. Sorry.
Is he good enough for Arsenal to start for us?
But he was good enough against Luton, wasn't he? I mean, so what? I mean, that question has been answered. Is he good enough? Yes. He was good enough against Luton. I mean, let's be realistic. This is what I've been trying to explain to most people. We're still going to play people like Wolves, Everton. These are tough teams, don't get me wrong. But we also need to make sure we're managing our players. We need to make sure, whether we're bringing someone like Nelson in for the last 20 minutes.
Let me give you an example. Brighton, you don't start him.
I don't start him at Brighton.
Bayern, you don't start him. Aston Villa, you don't start him. Wolves away, you don't start him. Chelsea at home, you don't start him. Tottenham, you don't start him. The game where he could potentially get a start is at home versus Bournemouth, May 4th. But at that point, we have such a big gap between the Tottenham game and the game on May 4th that will he play with 6 days on rest?
But that's what I'm saying.
6 days rest with and 7 days rest for the next game. Would he actually get game time?
Miguel, you just mentioned 4 or 5 games. If anybody gets injured in those 4 or 5 games, what happens? Because
He comes in as a bench player.
That's what I'm saying. So I said he'll be on the bench for me because what we're
Okay.
saying is, I'm not gonna.
Eddie Nketiah, unused sub.
I will leave him on the bench as well.
I don't think he plays.
I'm not saying he plays.
I think he's in the same category as Elneny.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand what we're doing here. Are we talking about the future of these players, or are we talking about for the rest of the season how we're going to use them?
Okay, for the rest of the season.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, if it's for the rest of the season how we're going to use them, then I would leave Eddie as a bench player, not a good squad player, but as a bench player. I would leave Nelson as a bench player, somebody I can bring onto the bench at any given time in case I have injuries from my good squad rotation. So my main players are my crucial players that are going to play completely. My good squad players will be the guys who I will bring in halftime. I know that like for like, they're going to be able to step in. Then I'm going to have a bench where I'm like, okay, for these guys, these are the guys that sit on the bench for the rest of the season, just in case I need to rotate and rest certain players. I'll bring them in for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, get my players out on time, let them get some rest, And then, of course, if we're talking about next season, these are players that have to go. I understand the sell. Yeah. So.
Okay. Cedric, no game time for me.
No game time for Cedric. I mean,
Cedric doesn't get any game time. Next, Thomas Partey. He's a crucial
good squad player. Right now, back from injury. Yeah.
He could definitely get himself into the crucial position and overtake Jorginho, but he needs some time to get himself matched.
Let me just. I just love that we have players like this, like players like Jesus, Partey, to come into the team. Like this is what I want. You understand? Like, so when people are like, oh my God, I'm like, no, this is not about guys. We're not doing sell and all that player. We're just saying for the rest of the season, who's going to get more game time, who's a good rotational squad player that can come in and do the business, who are we going to keep on the bench just as back bench, and who gets no game time. That's what we're talking about here. So this is not sell, buy, get rid of. I see all of you in the chats going crazy. Sell Mohamed Elneny. Sell this person. We know they all go.
Yeah. Ramsdale, he's not getting 1 minute.
I would leave him on the bench because you still need a goalkeeper on your bench.
No. He's still going to be on the bench, but he doesn't play.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to put him where he's supposed to be, though. He's going to. Whether he plays or not is not the point. Who's going to be on our bench is the question. If everybody has no game time at all, are they going to ever be on the, like, God forbid 7 of our players have COVID.
God forbid Raya gets injured. Ramsdale has to come in.
We need somebody on the bench.
Okay. This guy's not even at the club. 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 So they don't count, right? Next, Emil Smith-Rowe. I really liked his performance that I seen against Luton. I don't think he's ready yet to be promoted to good squad player.
I'll leave him on the bench.
I'm going to put him good bench player.
Yeah.
But he could easily get himself up there with some more good performances. But I just haven't seen enough to say that he's up to the level to play against the likes of Man United, Tottenham, and everybody else. Against Luton, there were some moments where I seen he was quite slow with his passes. He wasn't match sharp yet. As he gets more match sharp, maybe he can get up to the good squad player level.
Yeah, you can't blame him as well because injuries, and then he came back and he hasn't had a lot of game time. So it's understandable that he's not match sharp yet. And there's a talent in there. There's a talent in that kid. So I think I'll leave him on my bench for the rest of the season and see where he's useful, because he's a player that can actually come in and do the business. If we're leading, I believe like if we're leading 2-0, 3-0 in a game, these are players that I can throw off the bench with some good squad players so that my main players can rest against the next game, because you have to manage the amount of time that these players are playing at this last end of season. Games are coming thick and fast, 2 days intervals, back to back. So
Timber, I have a hot take. He's not going to get any game time for the rest of the season. I think it's unlikely he plays.
Yeah. It's unlikely he plays. Yeah, he also said the same thing. There was an interview that I saw, and they asked him.
Philly.
I think it was a young Philly, but there was something else that I saw where they asked him, how's the new thing? And he says, I'm working on it. Maybe end of the season, I'll be back. He said end of the season. He actually said those words. And so that means the end of the season. He's not. And even if he does come back right now, I'll be mad if they throw him in the game. Like I'd literally, because we've seen what he can do. I don't think we want him to get injured that quickly back again. Like, let him finish the season. Let's get him back into preseason. Let's, that's going to be like a new signing for next season. So yeah, no game time for him.
All right. Do me a favor, guys. We got about 45 of you guys watching on YouTube right now, and we got about 76 of you guys watching on Twitter.
Striker, his twin brother.
The people watching on Twitter, if you could come join us on YouTube, it's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a penny, and it helps out the channel massively. And the people on YouTube right now, do me a favor, hit the like button. It's free. Hit the like right now. Let's get to at least 45 likes since we got 48 of you guys in the chat. It should be easy.
Timber has a twin, yeah.
See any freeloaders. Make sure you hit the like button. It doesn't cost a penny. And also, let me know what you guys think. Timber has a twin. I know Timber has a twin.
Yeah, the twin. His brother played for Netherlands, and people freaked out. They're like, "Oh, Timber's playing," and I was like, "No, that's his twin brother."
Yeah, people on socials literally take everything too serious. That was just someone joking around, saying, "What's Timber doing playing for Netherlands when he has a knee injury?" Trossard, good squad player. He's gonna probably start a lot of these games also from now to the end of the season. I wouldn't be surprised. Certain games are more suited to him.
I don't know if
he's going to start against his old team, Brighton, though. What do you think?
Against Brighton, my starting lineup doesn't have Trossard in it against Brighton, but I have him coming on. But what I would have done is
I would have coming on against Bayern and Brighton. I just don't have him starting either.
Yeah, I would have him. In fact, I was going to say like crucial players are crucial players to me, which includes Jesus.
Is Trossard crucial?
No. So here's what I'm saying, Nigel. I'm saying I would not even have good squad player because I have bench players. So I'd have crucial players because these are all crucial guys that we need fit at any time so we can mix and match the team to play whoever we want to play suited to not just our first 11, like the crucial 16 that we can mix and match at any given time. And then the bench players are people that are like, the Nelson.
So Trossard jumps straight into crucial.
Yes, I would put him in crucial.
You know what? I agree. The only reason why I was putting him in good squad players because I was thinking we would only put 11 in our crucial player. But you're right. No team has just 11 good players. They have like at least
13, 14.
14.
Yeah.
So you need at least a couple good substitutes. And you know what? It shows the players that are in good player that haven't really played much.
Injuries. You can tell that. So for me, Thomas Partey and Gabriel Jesus, because of their on and off this season with the injuries, I would leave them in good squad player because I'm still trying to manage them and I don't want them to get.
Does that mean Tomiyasu also is a good squad player?
Yes, because of his injury record. I would also keep him in good squad player. Any player that I know is very good and is prone to injury will be on my good squad player list because I don't want them to get injured right now. I would shuffle between, they would be on the bench as well whenever we're playing. Of course, because think about it. If we put our first 11 and you have people like Gabriel Jesus, Thomas Partey, Tomiyasu, let's say who can we bring out of there? Let's say we bring out on the main 11. Let's say we put Trossard too as in a good squad. Our first 11, think about it. And you have guys like this to be able to come in. Yeah, I think that would be
Okay, so what we've done is we basically did our first 11 plus Trossard so far.
Yeah.
So far, first 11 plus Trossard, and if you really get rid of good player and you just do bench player instead, you then would have we currently have 7 bench players. Where do you see Vieira?
He's bench. He's bench because of injuries. He's bench.
Vieira started off the season well, but like I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Emil Smith Rowe took his position in the like players off the bench.
I think because of his injury, and then he needs to bulk up. That guy.
Have you seen what's up with him? He's fit. He's been fit for a while.
No, so he needs to bulk up as well. You remember how Eddie went and bulked up over the season, the last season, and Eddie just went from skinny to, I think he needs to bulk up. That's the last thing I think he needs to do. He's the skill is there, the technicality is there. The guy floats on the ball. I think there's a player and a half in him, but he's not ready for this prem.
Big up Jez. He says, Iga, we had our debates and disagreements, but respect you are a passionate fan. Big up to you, Jez, man. Hope you're doing well. Guys, go check out the Arsenal Arsenal, the history and more. Big up to you. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, man, you know what it is? At the end of the day, we're all Arsenal fans. It doesn't matter if we disagree, if we have arguments. As long as at the end of the day, our team wins, that's all we care about, of course, right? People are saying Vieira is dead food.
I'm not even going to take. I'm not, Connor. You're not serious. I'm not going to take that seriously, because here's the thing, though. If he's fit, we have a run of games this end of the season where we're talking about games every 2 days. Like literally, players can get injured. So if these guys are going to be used, like here's my. I said this the last time we had a stream, Igal, when I said, if I'm Arteta, I play my best 11 against any team. I back them to score 2-3 goals in the first half. And then I bring in the rest of the guys because I trust my defense to just shore it up and just stay and ride it out. If we win 3-1, 2-1, I don't care. Just keep winning every game, get your 3 points, let's move on. This is not the time to come and be flashy and show free-flowing football. This is the time to be pragmatic, score when you need to score, take your chances when you need to take your chances, lock up the game, and let's just win something. That's all I care about. So this whole idea that people think that people like Vieira and Smith Rowe are not useful anymore, they are useful because the run of games are too close.
Final player. I would put Zinchenko still in good squad player.
Yeah, Zini is a good squad player for me, definitely.
Because I think Zinchenko, as much as we want to talk about players that we're going to be utilizing as a bench player, I think Zinchenko not only will be utilized as a bench player, he will be starting a lot of these games against
Zini is disrespected by a lot of fans, and
let me give you an example.
I find it appalling.
Will Zini start on the final game of the season versus Everton, Bournemouth, Wolves, Aston Villa, one of the games against Bayern?
I think Zini will start against the team that plays a very deep low block. This is where we need to realize that at this stage, after Arteta did what he did with Man City and the kind of way we play defensively.
Let me stop you right there. KVR has taken his spot, though. That's my point.
I agree with you. Don't get me wrong, Igal. I agree with you. But I'm saying certain teams require certain players. We can't be dead on and say someone has taken somebody's spot. And because KVR is that good, okay, great. Let's go play a team with deep block where KVR is unable to invert, we're unable to break them down, we don't score. And then we draw and we get a point and then we don't win the league. Just because KVR is good in left back and has taken his spot doesn't mean that when we're playing the team that requires a certain skill set, which is what I've realized. When we played Man City, Arteta played a certain way. Arteta has learned that I need to use players in a certain way in certain games to be able to get the thing that I need to get out of it. So if we're going to play a team where we need a Zinchenko, we need to flood the midfield because of the low block, then we play a Zini. And in that position, maybe we play a double pivot as well. So somebody else can help him cover on that side, So we have to rotate. I'm not saying Kyria hasn't taken his position. He has, as far as I'm concerned, but there are certain games where we need to just sit down and be like, hey, we know how this team is going to play against us. We know what they're going to do. And we need a player like this, that can actually do this and be able to get something out of it. That's my take on it.
Okay. I'm just thinking right now. If you were to change one player, I would change the potential. I could see potentially Jesus and Partey being put into crucial.
And then Tomiyasu too, then, if that's the case. Like all these guys are crucial.
If we're gonna do actual bench players and crucial players, then I could see Tomiyasu being the first player off the bench and Zinchenko being added to crucial. This category being deleted.
I would put Tomiyasu in crucial because
if I was to delete this category and I only had 3 categories: crucial players, bench players, is Thomas Partey a bench player for the rest of the season?
I think Thomas Partey will be on the bench for the rest of the season and come in.
The reason why the people I put in crucial are people I could potentially see starting consistently.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I see Tomiyasu also starting in certain games, depending on who we're playing.
Okay, so in that case, Tomiyasu would also be crucial.
Yeah. So
anybody who you feel like you could play against Bayern Munich is a crucial player. These players on the bench right here, I don't necessarily see them playing against Bayern Munich. Do you get me?
That's true. That is true. I think Tomiyasu played for what club was he in before he came to He was in. Was it Bologna or Sassuolo or what was the club? Anyways, I don't remember. Yeah.
So do you agree with that though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like for me, these are all our crucial players. These are
Let me-
all the players there in the first row. We need to have. Yeah, Bologna. Thank you.
Let me just delete this. Okay, so say if I was to do a role here, which is impact subs. Impact subs. So the impact subs would be Trossard, Jesus, Partey, Zinchenko,
and Tomiyasu. Yeah.
So these are the levels that we would have. If this is our first 11, and by the way, can we agree this is our best 11?
I would say yes. I would say
Or
that's
would
our
you
best
take
11.
would you take Jorginho?
No,
off
I
the
would
top?
not. I would not take Jorginho. Partey hasn't played a lot this season. I mean, that's totally unfair.
Okay.
I'm not.
So-
Yeah. I mean,
So
even if we compare the amount of game time,
if this is our best 11, and our impact subs would be these guys, then I think we have enough depth in this moment in time in majority of these positions. Look at that. Say Ben White gets injured, you have Tomiyasu that can come in, and then you and you also have. So yeah, you really only have Tomiyasu that can fill in at right back.
yeah,
right?
we have Tomiyasu that can fill in at right back. If
Timber's not ready yet.
Timber is
Next.
not ready now.
If Gabriel Magalhaes gets injured, KVR comes in. If Saliba gets injured, then Ben White ships over. Tomiyasu comes in.
Tomiyasu also plays center. Do you know Tomiyasu also plays right center back for Japan?
Yeah, I know. Tomiyasu can also fill in for Saliba, but he hasn't been utilized there enough. And then you also have so up top you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options in the attack. Really, if you exclude Nelson and Eddie Nketiah, because really and truly you're not bringing in Eddie Nketiah or Reece Nelson to start for any of these guys. So we just need to make sure if there's a situation with Saka right now, you play Jesus or you play Trossard, and I think Kai Havertz's emergence as that number 9 has really benefited us a lot because it not only offers us a lot of cover in the midfield as a left 8, he also offers us more cover across the front 3 in the attacking positions. So that's really crucial. The left back position is the position where we have the most cover. You could play Tomiyasu there, you could play Zinchenko there, and you could play KVR there. Plus, if Timber comes back, you could play him there also. So we have a lot of cover there. DM position, we have decent cover. The position that I'm not the most comfortable with, in my opinion, is that number 10 position. If something happens to Odegaard, Kai Havertz will actually have to play in the 10, or we'd need Reece Nelson or Vieira. And so it's almost like Odegaard is probably our most crucial player not to get injured from now until the end of the season, in my opinion. Him plus the 2 center backs.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Odegaard is one of our most important players, and to be honest, I think because we didn't get to see a lot of Vieira this season because of his injury. I don't know what he's going to be capable of doing. I know there's a player in there, but we've not seen enough. Sadly, we dropped out of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, which would have been a good place for us to see him kind of at least show us what he's capable of doing. So yeah, that role is quite important. If anything happens to to Martin Odegaard, there's going to be a big gaping hole there. But the other thing is, if anything happens to Martin Odegaard, then we probably just tweak the way we play, which is then we bring in a Thomas Partey, a Declan Rice, and then we play then we can play Vieira, and just hope that at least now we know that there's major cover. You know what I'm saying? And you've got Rice playing that 8, you've got Vieira playing the 10, and then Thomas Partey playing DM. Partey is back hopefully, and Smith Rowe as well can play that role. Can play the role that Odegaard plays in, so can play the 10 role. So I'm not really worried because I know that these players have the capacity. And I like what Arteta has done. He's built a team and not individual superstars that just want to outshine everybody. So if they play in the system that Arteta wants them to play, you'll see that the team will always win. And the thing that kills me, like we beat Luton 2-0, and people come up and say, "Oh, Smith Rowe did not play very well." I don't care. I don't.
Let me just stop you there for a second. I got Jamie Phillips has just sent us over a bunch of people from his YouTube channel Big up to Jamie Phillips. Big up to you, bro. I see all the people
Big
in
up,
the chat.
JD.
Do me a favor, hit that like button right now. And you know what? Maybe since we got a bunch of these Liverpool fans, let's talk about Liverpool for a second quickly. Bro, Liverpool won again, bro. These guys are not going away. You got to give them their credit.
I wish they
You
would.
got to give them their credit. They won again. They're not going away. 3-1 victory. Ugly goal from Sheffield United to concede in the opening minutes for 17 minutes from Nunes. McAllister looking like one of the signings of the season. Cody Gakpo, who I've heavily criticized, now doing
that header. That header though. That Cody Gakpo's header though. Yo, that ball came from the middle of the field. I was like, nah, nobody's connecting to this one. This is going. No, it's a goal. I was like, God damn it. God damn it.
The only positive from today is that Liverpool didn't really capitalize with their goal difference. Their goal difference is going to be crucial. And especially because that's an extra point for Arsenal basically right now. So yeah, we're 2 points behind, but if you include goal difference, it's almost like we're only 1 point behind. You know
I mean, at the end of the day, this is going to go down to the wire. I said this yesterday, and I'm going to say it again. I believe strongly that Arsenal will not drop points till the end of the season. I know a lot of people are going to come for my neck, but I'm going to tell you my reasons why. And they're very simple reasons. Arsenal's strongest strength this season is their defense. We barely get shots taken at us. Shots on Arsenal.
Liverpool have only conceded 4 more than us.
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. The difference is here what I'm saying. Of course, they've only conceded 4 more, but they've had more goals on target at them. Like, we barely get shots taken. Like, we suffocate teams to the point where they don't get shots off, right? So our defense has really been our strongest point. If we can lean on our defense and do what we do by scoring 1 or 2 goals early and rotating the players right in the second half so they can rest and we can go on to the next game, I believe that we can strongly go from here on to just win every game. Liverpool can do the same. They could go ahead and just win every game to the season. And I'd rather know that we don't win the league by winning every game than know that we lost the league because we lost 1 game or we drew 1 game, like in the running. So it's going to be left back and forth over the next few weeks. And so I'm excited. I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, Chez says it's going to be ping pong league right now. You know something? You cannot count out anybody at this moment in time.
Mm-mm.
You cannot count out anybody. If you look at Liverpool's next game, it's probably their toughest game. It's probably the toughest game with Manchester United coming up. It's probably the toughest game right there. So let's see if they go away to Manchester United and they drop points with the remaining games that they have. They
have Tottenham. They still have Tottenham that they're going to play.
They still have Tottenham. They still have West Ham away. Aston Villa away.
They have Aston Villa away as well.
Fulham away. Everton away. Like, there's some tough away games for Liverpool. I'm not saying Liverpool's running is easy at all. I thought it was, but when you look at it, it's not that easy. Plus Europa, then Arsenal.
No game is easy, my brother. No game is easy going forward from now on.
Arsenal, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm looking at that Brighton game and I'm kind of worried.
I'm not worried.
I'm not worried in the sense that Brighton is like a super tough team to play against or anything like that. It's just Brighton have a go at you. They don't.
I agree.
They're one of those teams. They're one of those teams that will go at you relentlessly. They will try to throw the kitchen sink at you. Let me just show you guys some numbers. Like, this is what Brighton's form has been lately. They beat Nottingham Forest 1-0. They lost to Roma. They beat Roma 1-0. So they're out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're clearly out. 4-1 aggregate. Then they lost to Liverpool and then they lost to Brentford. So they can have bad form at times. But what they do at home, if I'm not mistaken, their home games, they're really good. If you look at this, look at their form at home. Crystal Palace 4-1. Yes, they drew to Everton. What the hell? They beat Nottingham Forest 1-0. Let's see how they did at home against the big teams. They beat Brentford. They drew against Burnley. They beat Marseille. They beat Tottenham 4-2. They drew against Wolves. Like, their home form is not bad. They drew against Liverpool. Don't forget that. They drew against Liverpool.
But that's something that their home form is not that bad, and that you also have to. There's other factors you have to consider. That some of the players who played at that time, some of them are also out injured now for Brighton. So it's not
injured. Solly March.
I'm feeling Solly March. Mitoma is injured as well. Who else?
Billy Gilmore, Evan Ferguson.
So these are players who played back then and drew with Liverpool. These are key players for them. So my thing is there's context around a lot of these things. I'm not saying Brighton is an easy team. I'm just saying I now trust what Arteta and the coaching crew are doing. They look at every game and they go in with a game plan, like we did with Man City, like we've done with every other team after that. We go in with a game plan and we do what we need to do. That's it.
You know what? Brighton will probably beat Brighton, but they gave you guys Liverpool a tough time. We got some people in the comments. I'm at Brighton on Saturday. Tricky ground to play at. Are you going to the game, Ches? Good luck, man. Good. I don't live too far from Brighton, actually. I could end up going down to Brighton quite easily, but I don't know, man. It's going to be a very tough game. I'm actually working Saturday, so I won't be able to go, but it's going to be an interesting game. Number 20. You got Liverpool fans saying number 20. They all think they're going to get number 20. Yo, show love to Iga, like and subscribe. Big up Ziad in the building, bro. Chelsea did their thing today. Chelsea did their thing, bro. We didn't actually speak about the Chelsea game.
Let's call it spade a spade. Man, you did their thing by allowing Chelsea into that game. Chelsea
Bro,
didn't do anything.
That game was carnage, though.
Chelsea fans are going to come for me now.
That game was carnage, though. Think about it.
Chelsea
were 2-0 up after 19 minutes. Only for Garnacho to score 2 goals off the back of Bruno Fernandes scoring, and then for them to be 3-2 up. And then with 99.7 minutes, 99 minutes and 17 seconds later, you think the game's done. People probably went to the bathroom or turned off their TV with a couple of minutes left, and Chelsea scored 2 goals in the 90th. What is it? The 90 plus 10 and 90 plus 11. Crazy.
It was ridiculous. I was watching it and I was just like, and then there's this, you know how I've got Sofa Soccer on my phone and all that. And I was watching it on TV. I went downstairs to get some coffee and I heard the goal sound because I have it connected to my stuff in the studio here. I was like, I'm like, who scored now? I come upstairs and I'm just like, God damn it. 3-3 penalty? 4-3. What?
Crazy, eh?
Yo, that was, but the game was horrible to watch though. The goals were there, but it was just a horrible game to watch.
Yeah, I said 90 plus 10. 90 plus 10. Allow me. Should I say 100? Should I say 100? Should I say 100 minutes?
100 minutes, whatever. 90th minute. Is there a big deal? But we've written a new English word. You better go now and go and share it on Twitter that we have a new English word. 90th minute.
There you go. You know what? But let's get into the Brighton preview now quickly. What team do you want to see versus Brighton?
I want to see Raya in goal. My typical back four: Saliba, Gabriel. I will go with, in this Brighton game, I'd go with Tomiyasu on the left, and then I'd go with Benny Blanco on the right. I'll play a double pivot of Jorginho and Declan Rice.
Okay.
And
so Ray is going to be in goal.
Yeah.
Left back is going to be KVR.
No, my left back is Tomiyasu.
Tomiyasu.
Yes, I need somebody more assured against Brighton. Somebody that KVR is good. Don't get me wrong, but KVR is no Tomiyasu when it comes to defending. I've seen Tomiyasu.
I think Ben White is undroppable. Gabriel, Magalhaes, and Saliba are pretty much undroppable.
Undroppable. That's my back four. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're only making one change to the back four, I hear that. Personally, for me, I don't want Zinchenko coming into the side.
I'm not playing Zinchenko yet. I mean, depends on which team I'm playing. If I'm playing an Everton that plays a stupid deep block, I'm going to play Zinchenko. I know that.
Can I give you a take? Let me know what you think.
Yeah, sure. Go on. Shoot.
Since you made a change to the left back, I'm changing the midfield. I want Partey, Rice.
No. Okay, all right, fine. I'll give you Partey.
I want Partey, Rice.
He looked a little lethargic, though.
And of course, Odegaard. So I want to see Partey, Rice, Odegaard midfield versus Brighton, because I want to get that team ready in the case that we could maybe go with that against Bayern.
I hear you, but at the same time, you have to be careful that you don't, because Partey, I mean, you saw them glide past Partey like twice. The Luton game as well. Was it the Luton game? Yeah. It was in the Luton game. Yeah, I think he played in the Luton game, if I'm not mistaken. But I would rather he comes in and not start, because Partey he's good, but you could see that he was still slow. He's not match fit yet. He's not match fit yet, and that worries me. And against a fast-paced, hard-hitting Brighton side, you're going to be giving Declan Rice a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do.
Liverpool are top of the league. These guys are loving life right now, man. The Liverpool fans are loving life. Partey played, but he's
Yeah,
so
he was slow. Yeah.
Partey looks like he's lost some pace. You're right. But
Yeah,
the thing about Partey is he's still physical and competitive, where Jorginho looked like he was getting bullied at times.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Jorginho knows when to
So
place
would you
himself
start
on.
Jorginho in this game, knowing that you're going to need him in 2 days' time against Bayern?
I'd start him in this game because the reason is like I told you, I would start my best 11 against every team and tell them, guys, be as clinical as you can, get in there, score 2 goals in the first half, so that by second half I can bring in Partey.
My case for Partey is to get match fitness, get ready to go. 2 days from now.
Brighton.
2 days from now, we also play against Bayern Munich. Give Jorginho a little bit of a break going into that big game against Bayern.
They both need some level of activity going on. Break and rest is great, but you both need to play. So that's why I said I play my best team right now. I play Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard. I play my front three. I get my goal in the first half.
Another case to bench Partey is because he started the last game also.
Yeah, he started the last game, and I'll bring him in second half as well. I don't mind. I'll bring him in second half for against Brighton to give him some more match fitness time. But at least I'll give him 30 minutes. Yeah, I'll give him like 30, 40 minutes, if possible, 30, 35 minutes against Brighton. But originally, I want my best team out there. I want us to score 2 goals at the first half. I trust my defense to not allow any goals to leak in. And that's it. We can just shore it up, bring in Partey. At that point, I can bring in Kiwior, rest Ben White, and send Tomiyasu to the right. And put Kiwior on the left so that Ben White is rested against Bayern. So that at least I'm resting one of my fullbacks.
Okay.
Because
so this is what I got right now. So I put Martinelli on the left, Kai Havertz up top. We're gonna talk about who we're gonna put there, but you're overruling me. You're saying Jorginho in for Partey, and I hear the case.
First half, Jorginho. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying first half. Yeah.
45 minutes. Got it.
45 minutes.
Tomiyasu can also get subbed in for Zinchenko. Can sub in late in the game. You save KVR for later in the game. Or what you could do is you could actually take Ben White off.
Yeah, you put Tomiyasu there, and then bring KVR in.
You take Ben White off, you bring Tomiyasu to the right, and you sub him on for KVR late in the game.
Yeah, late in the game, yeah. So Ben White gets some rest as well, because we're going to need him as well come Bayern. So it's just I'm very worried about rotating the players, using them efficiently, taking our chances, being very clinical. Like we go in, get the bit. Arsenal has scored majority of their goals in the first 25 minutes since January this year.
Our average goal scoring time is around 35 minutes into the game.
But I'm saying that most of it has been so, like, if you take the high end of it and the low end, and the average will come to about 35. So that 25-30 minute mark where we score, great stuff. If we can keep that up, our defense is sure enough not to let balls in or let any goals in. I think in second half I can bring in more players and rest my main team, just to see the game out.
All right, let's go to 20 years in the game.
Bukayo Saka on the right. And for this game against Brighton, I'll play Saka if he's fit. If he's not fit, then I'll throw in Trossard on the right.
Arteta will start Saka. When Saka's available, Saka starts. That's just how it is.
I know, that's what I'm saying. If he's available, we don't know.
Do you save him for one more game to start him versus Bayern?
No, he needs.
Or do you give him a little bit of game time before that Bayern game?
He needs a bit of game time, man. You need to sharpen up those movements, because, man, you rest, dude. You know how it is when you go to the gym and you don't rest, and you go and rest for like 4 or 5 days, and you refuse to go to the gym, and then you go the following week. You know how your muscles ache, and then it's like starting again. So he needs some game time, man. He needs a little bit of, even if it's just first half, 45 minutes. He needs to get his rhythm. He needs to get that Saka motion back. Like,
bro, talking about going to the gym, have you seen Mesut Ozil lately?
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on with him.
Bro, if nobody's seen Ozil lately,
I've seen it. I saw that
this
Mesut Ozil.
guy Ozil has turned into a beast. What the hell? When did Ozil turn into friggin' Hulk Hogan? Or not Hulk Hogan, Arnold Schwarzenegger or something like that. The guy has transformed completely into it's unrecognizable.
I think he's
Unrecognizable.
Is he joining some kind of military or what's he doing?
He's bro. The man's going to war.
Yo, he is buff. I saw that picture and I was like, what in the Ozil is we need to get Fabio Vieira in the gym with
It's
him.
not only him. Torres also did the same thing. Big up the person in the comment who brought that up. I was literally gonna mention that right now.
Ooh, look at Fernando Torres. What is going on?
Who's got the better physique?
Why is he
now?
like this? What's all this muscle? Look, this
They
is too
were
much
they were
muscle.
both skinny guys when they were playing, but I think being slim like this actually helps you like get around the pitch a lot easier. They've gotten a lot bigger.
Yeah, when you're big, carrying your body weight is that's why what's that guy's name that used to play for Wolves? Was it Wolves?
Adama
Traore.
Traore.
I respected him because carrying that body weight, him and that Adebayo guy, like carrying that body weight and running, yo, it's no joke. It's no joke, bro. That's no joke. That like the amount of pressure you're putting on your heart and your
People
lungs.
saying it's a bit late now. I don't recognize that, brother. You know, the thing is, if you actually speak to sports scientists, this is not good for footballers. Gaining this kind of weight on your upper body is not good. It will throw off your balance and it will make you less effective throughout the 90 minutes, apparently.
I think he's I don't know why they decided to get this buff, but hey man, to each their own, as long as they're happy.
You know what the logic is though? They trained for the last 16 years, right? So when they retired, they needed something else to keep them motivated to continue to train. So they utilized the gym and their physique to give them some goals to work towards. And this is now to maintain this. This is their new like hobby, because football has been their hobby for the longest time. They don't all of a sudden stop playing football and then get rid of all those things, unlike some of the Brazilian guys like R9 and everybody else who just
like Eden Hazard.
Eden Hazard, the thing about Eden Hazard is even when he was a professional, he didn't have the habits of working hard. Uncomfortable conversation, but Eden Hazard never really worked hard.
I saw something when this came out. I saw something. I don't remember where I saw it, but when this came out, I was like, oh, Mesut Ozil, and I was doing some reading, and I saw an article that said something about he had always been a gym junkie, but because he played professional football, they regulated the amount of gymming that he could do because it wasn't good. Like they weren't going to let him bulk up. So I think the minute he got out of football, he just went back to his love life of gymming. I saw honest, something like
as that. Good as the way he works towards being such a good player and the work ethic you have in professional sports, you see it across many sports. Certain guys, they just transfer that love they have for their sport into the love that they will have in the gym to keep themselves physically fit. And it is quite normal. Like some of these guys are very fit. Like Mo Salah, he's another example. People don't really think of Mo Salah as a very physically fit guy, but the moment he takes off his shirt, you see how in shape this guy is, and how like a lot of these footballers, they might take off their shirt, they're not fully in shape like that. They're not ripped. Even some of the best players across many sports, like Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, they're not physical beasts. But the moment they retire, I bet you any money they're gonna work on their body even more than they are.
A lot of them love the gym already, but because of their job as a professional sports person, the doctors are like, nope, this is the weight that you carry, that your bones can carry the best. This is the weight that you can float at the best. This is the weight, like watch what you eat. This is how much gymming you have to gym. They give them schedules, so they stay within that schedule because that's part of their job. You know, and as soon as they retire, it's like, you know what? Now I can hit the gym the way I want to hit the gym, man. Let's go.
I think people need to do me a favor right now and just hit that like button. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost a penny. hit that like button right now. It doesn't cost a penny. Yo, I just seen something. This is hilarious. Check this out. Mark Goldbridge's reactions to all the Chelsea to the whole Chelsea game.
Fucking hell, it is. It's Conor Gallagher given a penalty. That's not a penalty. That's not a penalty. That's a fucking dive.
Did you think it was a penalty?
The first one, though.
I thought it was a penalty.
No, I didn't think it was, but then when I saw it again, it was when I was like, it's almost like when you see it, you're just like, yeah.
Let's keep it flowing.
They won't miss. 2-0. Again! Come on! I told you! I bloody told you! We're in this game and we're not giving in! We're not giving in yet!
They ended up giving in at the end.
No, it was a soft pen, man. That penalty, that last one, I don't understand.
Garnacho with the goal. That's what you pay £100 million for. Casido with the assist. Look at this assist by Casido. Brilliant pass. Oh, you know what? He's worth every penny, Casido. That's one of the assists of the season. Back post. Go on! Go on! Go on! Go on! Where are you now? Where are you now?
You gotta love these reactions, man. You gotta love these reactions. You gotta love these reactions.
Crazy match
The
reaction.
tears at the end is gonna be amazing, just because you know what's gonna come after the third goal.
Where are you now? 2-2. I bloody told you, negative bastards. Shut up, spin on that, and if you don't like it, fuck off and support Man City.
Fuck off and support Man City. That would benefit them.
Yo, you want to give Man City more supporters?
It would make your life better.
Go on in! Get in! Garnacho!
Why is he wearing pajamas? Look at that.
Go on in! Get in!
What's wrong with pajamas? Huh?
Bro,
Hey,
he's
yo,
streaming. He's streaming at home wearing pajamas, kicking it.
Yeah. Hey, God, what am I doing here? Look at me.
You're wearing pajamas too.
Yeah, man. Dude.
Okay.
I wear pajamas. Ain't nothing wrong with pajamas.
All right. Yo, great stream. Let's have a chat soon. Nice one. And all in the chat. Yeah, man. Jez, message me. I don't know how you're gonna message me, but yeah, just message me on Twitter if you have Twitter. If you don't have Twitter, message me on Instagram. And yeah, we'll definitely we'll have a chat. Or I'll get Kenny Ken. I'll speak to Kenny Ken next time I do a show. I'll get you on, hopefully.
Anthony, the redemption arc. That pass is absolutely fantastic. Can we go live to Gary Barlow? Could it be magic now? Oh, what a pass. Absolute wanker. You can't look at it for 2 minutes and then go, oh, yeah, it's a penalty. They know it's fucking soft. Went the same fucking way as well, Anana. He goes that way every fucking time. They're
Listen, that penalty that they gave to Della took him out. You can't, unfortunately, that's the rule.
I don't know if he took him out.
He tripped over, but he took out the player.
They tripped. It was they coming together.
Tripped, but he took out the player.
I know, but it was they coming together. He wasn't like he stretched his leg
He
out
took
to
out the
tackle
player in the box, stopped him from making a pass.
I guess so. It's a pen. It's a pen. You know, regardless.
If
but
it happened to us, I would be fuming.
Yeah, I mean, a pen's a pen. It's just yeah. It is what it is. It's
You
annoying.
can literally see he's about to cry and have a mental breakdown. Let's just see.
absolute idiots. What are they doing? Goal. Fuck off. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to fucking do this anymore. What a fucking joke. What are they doing? Mate, sack yourself, man. That is the biggest fucking injustice I have ever seen. Look, I'll tell you what, Chelsea, I'm glad you're keeping Pochettino because he's fucking wank.
Yo, that was a good one. That was a good one. Yo, Mark Goldbridge is a crazy man. Yeah, nice one.
Goldbridge is
No
hilarious.
worries. And yeah, man, honestly, what's your score prediction for the Brighton game?
I'll go conservative 3-1. I think we can do 3-1 at Brighton.
3-1?
So. Yeah.
Let's just
Brighton will score. I think Brighton will score. They're at home. So I think they will score. I always go 3-1 when I think a team will score. I don't like to go 2-1 because 2-1 for me is pretty dangerous in my mind.
Let me
Anything can
know,
happen.
people in the
So, yeah.
comments. What do you guys think? What do you guys think in the comments? What do you think the prediction is going to be for the Arsenal Brighton game? It's not Arsenal Brighton, it's Brighton Arsenal. I need to change the title, but the
Brighton
bookies have
Arsenal.
3-1 also. The bookies are going with 3-1.
Yeah. So I guess there's just something. Jacobs, man, I would love it to be a 2-0 clean sheet. It's Brighton, man, and we're going away to Brighton. It's Brighton. They're not a they're a solid team. That 2-1 is what I'm always afraid of. I hate the score 2-1. Like my brain, I get a lot of anxiety whenever a team is like, if we're leading 2-1 against the team, my anxiety level is always high. So I just always tell myself 3-1, I need a cushion. I need some kind of cushion.
You need a cushion.
Yeah, I need some kind of
Listen,
cushion.
sometimes you don't want to give score predictions, but Brighton away is one of those games where I feel like if something weird happens and we concede like 2 goals out of nowhere, it could be a dangerous game. I'm very worried about this game. But in the same breath,
Very hard to beat at home. Yeah.
they're a very hard team. They always score. I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory. I think it's going to be a closer game than normal. We haven't had a really close game in a while. Really haven't had a close game in a while. Majority of our games have been very much like we've been winning quite convincingly. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 Arsenal victory. And it's more because it's getting late in the season and I'm starting to get a little bit worried. But yeah, some people saying 2-0. Someone here saying 3-1. Another one saying 2-1, 2-1. Someone saying 4 to the Arsenal, 4-2. Someone saying, I hope for a 6-0. Bro, I would love a 6-0.
Look,
I would love a 6-0.
I want to say this, right? This Arsenal team is capable of doing that. The problem, I won't say the problem. The thing is, will Arteta say to them, let's go out and smash these guys? Because when Arsenal
do you know what our head-to-head against Brighton is in the last 6 games?
No. I need to pull it up.
This is our head-to-head against Brighton in our last 6 games. We have scored 8, conceded 7. We've drawn 2, won 2, lost 2. This has not been a good place for us. This has not been a good hunting ground for us. Last year we beat them 4-2. Remember that game early in the season? People were saying, "Oh, you only beat them. You let them score 2 goals." If I'm not mistaken, that was a convincing win. At the we scored. They scored those 2 goals, and we didn't even panic. We just hit them every time they scored. We hit them back with another one.
Yeah, we beat them 4 times. I remember that game.
Remember? Martinelli played the basketball.
I remember that game. And then we had to bring in Holding again at the end to just kind of short things up. And I was like, Holding cannot hold anything. He can't hold anything down. What?
I don't think Holding has played a single minute for Crystal Palace.
That says it all.
I don't think Rob Holding has played a single minute for Crystal Palace.
That says it all. That says it all. Like, that just tells you what we were doing at Arsenal. So I'm glad Arteta has been putting in all this work with
Holding's a fraud, bro. Holding is a fraud. Holding's a fraud. I hope I never see that guy play football again. The guy, I'm happy I don't see him play for Arsenal. I mean,
and to be fair, I just thought something that this guy, and I was going to bring that up as well. Apparently, Liverpool had the worst off record with Brighton than us.
What?
Liverpool's record against Brighton is worse than ours.
Yeah, they lost to Brighton recently, last year, right?
And that's what I'm saying. They have a worse record, head-to-head record against Brighton than we do, and they've done their business this season with Brighton. So I don't see any reason why we can't.
They could have dropped points easily in that game versus Brighton.
They could have, which is what I'm saying, but they eventually found, like, that's what champions do. You just find a way of winning. You find, if you want to be champions, we have to play that way. Like, there's no if buts and maybes anymore. If we really want to be, if we want to be champions, we have to go out there and just do the business. And if we want to do the business of scoring 1-0 and then playing dark side football, dark ass soccer, and Diego Simeone infused with Mourinho coupled with some Conte football, let's do it. Like if we need to, all I care about is 3 points. Like if Arsenal wants to go in there and score a penalty, if VAR misses it, gives me a penalty, even if it wasn't, and I take it and I score, and Arteta realizes, look, this team is going to be tough, I will play 8-2 or even 9-1, 9 defenders, one striker, no midfield. I don't care. I'll pack the entire Emirates airplane, not even just the bus, the airplane in front of the goalpost. That's where I'll put it. I'll put a whole Boeing 737 that can fit 300 people. I'm not playing those games with anybody. Arteta better be pragmatic going forward for the rest of the season. He better not act crazy and think, oh yeah, well, let's just go and play some really nice free-flowing football. I don't care about your free-flow. You can play. I believe in you. You can play free-flowing football. I trust you already. Now, for the rest of the 8 games, you need to pack the Emirates plane in front of the goalpost. Score a goal, pack the Emirates plane. Score a goal, pack the Emirates plane. If you need to bring 3 Emirates plane, after all, we've paid off the stadium, so we have money to rent extra plane. Rent extra planes and pack them there, not just bus. Because we don't need any of those. Yes, so that's what. See tactics. You see that Raya feed the lone striker. Everybody else defend. Havertz go to the front. Just go and wait for the ball. Raya ping him the ball. The rest of you stand in the midfield there. The remaining of you stay behind them. I'm not playing any of those games though. We just need our 3 points.
Let's look at some of these. Is there any news? I'm just looking around. All I see is Arteta speaking about the game, and Arteta got nominated for Manager of the Month.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that.
Did you see this? What the hell is Ange Postecoglou doing there when his team got pammed?
His team got pammed in the FA Cup, not in the 3-0 from Fulham. I think that was the FA Cup, right?
No, that was the league.
No, that was it wasn't league. Fulham, and was that league?
Yeah.
No, let me see. Hold on. No, it wasn't. I don't think it was.
Bro, that was a league game.
Hold on. Fulham versus Tottenham. Fulham, Tottenham.
That was a Premier League game, bro.
Was it? I thought it was.
Bro, they nominated him.
It was a Premier League game.
They nominated him for Premier League Manager of the Month when they beat Aston Villa 4-1, 4-0. They lost 3-0 to Fulham, and they beat Luton Town 2-1. Tell me why 2 wins and an embarrassing defeat warrants you being a candidate for Manager of the Month. That is ridiculous.
Because other managers in the running. Hey, buddy.
Then let's go to Liverpool, right? Liverpool, they had a win versus Nottingham Forest. They had a draw versus Man City. They had a win versus Brighton. You know what? Jurgen Klopp deserves it. He's one of those guys that should be there, right? He should be there. Then you go to the Wolves manager. The Wolves team, you got to give them credit. They slapped. They what do you call it? They actually, why is the Wolves manager there? They got slapped by Newcastle. They got slapped by Aston Villa, and they only beat Fulham.
Well, maybe they are putting the 2 worst managers against the 2 best managers so that it will be easy for people to vote.
Why is the Wolves manager there? If I'm not mistaken, is that not the Wolves manager? Or no, that's the Bournemouth manager.
That's Bournemouth, Iraola.
Why did I think he was the Wolves manager? I'm tripping. Okay, so Bournemouth beat Burnley. They drew against Sheffield United. They beat Luton in a 4-3 win, and then they beat Everton. You know what? Fair play. 3 wins and a draw. He deserves to be in that list. He deserves to be in that list. He deserves to be there.
But Ange Postecoglou. How is he?
Arteta beat Sheffield United 6-0, beat Brentford 2-1, and drew against Man City. To me, the person who deserves it the most is the Bournemouth manager.
Yeah, I think he's they've done well. Bournemouth have done well this last couple of games. I mean this month. But I don't understand how Ange imposter coglu. Well, as an imposter, it's easy to imposterize yourself and be nominated. So maybe he's impostering somebody. You know, somebody says Ange poster no clue. It's called the high line. He plays the high line. Eventually, that high line is called the hairline.
Player of the month. Player of the month is going to be easy.
Player of the month. No, when I voted, I voted for Ben White. I don't care. I'm shameless like that.
Ben White's not going to win it though.
I know, but I'd rather vote. See, I casted my vote for the person I love the most there. Everybody else, I don't care. Let their team members go and vote for them and their supporters and their fans. But to be fair, if we need to talk who the player of the month is this month, or this last month. So we're talking player of the month.
Should it be
March.
Cole Palmer? Isaac?
March.
I think Isaac deserves it.
I think Isaac.
McAllister deserves it.
We're talking March, though. We're not talking April. So the games that have just been played will be counted towards the next player of the month. So for March, we need to look at the games that they played in March and who played well in March. And I think in March, Ben White scored a goal. Remember?
I don't know if Ben White is going to get it.
And I'm not saying he's going to. I'm saying that they're looking. I think those are part of the things that they look at in selecting, like, you know. So because I'm wondering why he's there in the first place. Of all the Arsenal players, I'm wondering why Ben White is the one that is there. I'm not saying he's going to get it, but you know.
Yeah. And then is there anything else? I'm just looking. Oh, talk about David Raya. You know, David Raya is pretty much going to win the Golden Glove.
Yeah, clean. He has the most clean sheets, isn't it?
Yeah, I was looking at the Premier League clean sheets to see who has the most clean sheets and everything, and it looks like with 8 games remaining, he pretty much has it wrapped up, and it's going to be his 11 clean sheets already. 11.
Yeah, and Bernd Leno and Andre Onana 8, so they need to keep 3 clean sheets to be able to catch up to him.
Yeah,
I mean, why not? I mean, people have said what they want to say. My thing is just with all of these stats that we're breaking and all of these things that we're doing that is good, Arteta just needs to be pragmatic in the next 8 games. I trust him that he's reading the games way more than we know. He's the manager. He just needs to be pragmatic, go in there, get our 3 points and get us out of there, man. And I can't deal with any more blood pressure issues. Like, the guy just needs to do what he needs to do, you know.
And
get
the
3 points.
The fact that Ederson and what's it called thing is injured also. Ederson and who's the other guy? Ederson and Alisson have been injured.
Alisson and Edison, yeah.
Alisson and Ederson have been injured. Basically takes them out of the case.
Yeah, but also you have to remember that Man City has been leaking goals as well. They're winning their games. They're scoring 4-1. They're scoring 3-1. They're winning 2-1, but they're leaking goals. That's the problem. So he won't be able to keep a clean sheet, Edison, even if he wasn't injured. The problem was not the winning. It was just the fact that they weren't keeping a clean sheet. So so that would also put him out of. I mean, Liverpool has. I think Alisson's injury would have probably kept Alisson up there as well, because I think Alisson would have kept more of a clean sheet than the guy that's there now. So yeah, you know. What's the guy's name again?
You know what? And I think every time I do a stream with you, I want to do like a little game. So let's end off, and people in the chat, you guys can play along, and of course, you guys can submit super chats to maybe change our answer. Let's do what do you want to do? Overrated or ball knowledge test?
Let's do overrated or ball knowledge test. Anyone, you pick one.
Okay, let's do the team full of players that people say these players are good, but you know what I mean? Like the people who act like they know ball, but they don't actually watch that player play. For example, Reece James. People try to say, "Oh, Reece James is the best right back." The guy's not the best right. The guy's not the best right back. Stop trying to lie to people. Just because you think you know ball, you're trying to say he's the best right back when fit. He's never fit to be the best right back. You can't put him in there.
That's my point. Like, those are the things that, like, when people say things like, what if he's fit? And I'm like, but he's not. So we have nothing to look at. Like, do you understand?
You know what another example is? Leno. Leno. Oh,
But-
Leno's better than Ray at Ramsdale. If he was still playing, if he was still Arsenal goalkeeper, you guys would be good. You should have
No.
never got rid of him.
We should have got rid of him. We got rid of him because Arteta knew what he was doing, man. Like, bro, Leno is not, nah. I mean, I appreciate the work he did when he was at Arsenal. Thank you for your service, Brent Leno, but it was time to go. Let me see. Which player would I think that people would normally say?
You know who's the good one?
What position are we talking about? Let me guess.
Center back, English, 21-year-old, hype.
Colwill, Levi Colwill.
Braithwaite. Everyone is talking about Braithwaite as if he's the best center back to ever come out of Everton. Do they not realize there's been guys like John Stones that come out of Everton? Like, I get it. You guys want to. I get it. People want to big up players, but come on, just because Braithwaite's the next big thing. Everyone's saying that, but like, how many of you guys actually watched him consistently? I rate the guy, but I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, he's slightly getting a lot of ratings by a lot of people just because he's like the big name. He's like the tactical favorite.
Another person that I would honestly like is in midfield, man. There's just so much noise, and what's his name? That guy that plays for Tottenham, Bissouma.
Ooh, Basuma fell off a cliff.
Yeah, I think as soon as he got that red card, that was it. And apart from that, he's overrated, man. I honestly, like at Brighton, I rated him, but as soon as he left, that was it. I think
Basuma is definitely on the list. He's gonna be the defensive midfielder. Basuma, he has fallen off a cliff. You know who this other center back is?
Who?
Who's the other center back for you? Who's somebody who's slightly overrated and constantly talked about? To me, it's Lewis Dunk.
I rate Dunk though.
Oh no, not Dunk. Not Dunk. Webster. The way people speak about Adam Webster is as if he could play for any top 6 club. Have you ever heard people talk about, okay, what about Konsa?
Konsa.
Aston Villa Konsa.
It's ridiculous. Hold on, Iga, 1 second.
Konsa. People are saying Konsa. Interesting. He ain't even the best Villa center back. Yeah, Villa the other day were saying he's better than White and Stones. Nah, then it's definitely Konsa. Left back, Chilwell. I don't think the left back is Chilwell. I think everyone can admit Chilwell shit.
Get down from there. Sorry, Iga. Get down from
You
there.
got your little one, eh?
Yeah, he's climbing over the stair barrier.
The Fulham right back, Robertson. Who's the left back that everyone keeps gassing? You know who it is for me?
Who's it for you?
I think Estupinian.
I don't know. He's off and on, but
That's why.
But I don't have a lot. There's not enough.
Because of FPL, he will get you a couple of fantasy points in FPL, but then people don't see all his issues defensively.
What about Gaviol? Like everybody's saying here, because he, to be honest with you, for the price they bought him for and the left back that he's playing, I haven't seen what he has done this season. Hey, Abs. I haven't seen what he has done this season.
But then are we making the team more of a overrated 11?
Underrated, not overrated, underrated. Hey, Abs.
What?
Sorry, did you say over? Yeah, overrated. Now, like, I think he's overrated. Sorry, he's overrated. Like, there was so much noise about Gaviol. He came in. What has he done? Like, really, what has he done? I haven't
seen
seen what
well against Arsenal, to be fair.
One game, okay. Mention another game where he's played well for his price point.
So, if we're doing overrated, then should we replace Leno with Bukayo?
Yeah, Bukayo is good though. Even though the goals he's let in, Yeah, Vicario is good. I mean, I don't like Tottenham, but I can't nail that guy to the cross, man. I think Vicario is good.
So keep Leno there.
Yeah.
Okay. The other midfielder, who's Enzo?
Straight away. How much did they buy him for again? 725 billion Bondukpo. He has done nothing.
Enzo has to be there.
730 overrated. Especially with Chelsea fans. You hear Endo this, Endo that. Enzo call Enzo ni. Enzo paracetamol. You can't even cure a headache. The guy is, in fact.
Yo, people are saying Levi Colwell.
I said Levi Colwell earlier now. Remember I said that?
For who? For Braithwaite.
Yeah, I said that earlier. You said Braithwaite. I was like, Levi. I think Levi is overhyped as well. I think there's too much hype around him.
What is it? Levi.
Levi.
Okay. And then what do we got in the midfield after Enzo and Basuma?
Caicedo, overrated.
Now Caicedo's been good this year.
What?
Caicedo's been decent.
Yeah, exactly. That's the right word now. Yeah, using the right words. Decent, not good.
I think there's other players we could think of. Don't you think Madison's kind of been overrated? Had a good beginning of the season and fell off.
He had an injury as well. So he had a good season, had an injury, came back, and even from when he got back from his injury, he was
Is it harsh to put Kobe Mainoo in there? I rate Kobe Mainoo, but I feel like
Kobe Mainoo is not overrated. We don't have it. Kobe Mainoo is living up to Kobe Mainoo. He just broke into the scene, man. Dude, we can't call him overrated. He's done what he's supposed to be doing. So I don't think Kobe Mainoo makes this list. No.
Who else?
Kobe Mainoo is a player that honestly is going to do very well. Like
John McGinn.
Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People in the chat, let me know who's overrated.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Madison, he's overrated, but injuries also allow him. Luis has been good. Szoboszlai,
Szoboszlai. I remember now. Yes, all the noise about Szoboszlai when he was coming. Szoboszlai.
What happened to Dominic
Szoboszlai? He also had injuries, so that's another. Damn it! I hate it when there's injuries involved because, like, you really want to crucify this person for being overrated, but because of an injury, you're like,
to be fair, he's 23 years old, and he's still like he's not the finished article. He still has a lot of time to improve.
But the context around it though is like Shoba.
You know what? Let's just put Casemiro.
No, Casemiro. No. Casemiro. Casemiro is overrated. He's just having a bad season.
Casemiro fell off. He's finished.
That's what I'm saying. He's having a really bad season, but he's not overrated. He's lived up to. He's showed us in the past what he's capable of. But players who have not even showed us what they're capable of, and people have already said, "Oh, they're gonna ball like this. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that."
Okay, so Caicedo,
like Caicedo, yes. For example, there was so much hype about, "Oh, we're expensive, 120 million. He's coming from Brighton. Look, let him come. He's gonna cook at Chelsea. He's gonna cook." He has not even boiled hot water at Chelsea.
You know what? I'm just gonna put Coutinho.
Why do you want to put Coutinho there?
The guy doesn't play.
Yeah, but that's not. Coutinho has shown in the past that he's a good player. Like people that have not lived up to the hype is what we're putting now. This guy hasn't lived up to the hype, Caicedo.
Oh, what about Mateus Nunes?
Injuries.
Okay. So what are you gonna do? You're just gonna put Caicedo.
I want to crucify all the Chelsea players.
I honestly was trying to avoid putting him in
because there's too many Chelsea players there already.
Yeah, there's too many Chelsea players.
Szoboszlai.
If Thiago Alcantara would actually play a couple games, you'd put him in there.
Well, true.
Should we just put Thiago?
Yeah, I guess so. He hasn't. Let's just be fair to all these guys. Like Szoboszlai has had some joy, and so has Caicedo in certain games. And they've at least contributed something. So let's give them another season before we come and do this to them. But that Thiago, yes, there you go.
Right wing, Eze.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of hype about Eze, and his injury again this season did not help him out. And even when he was
what's his full name?
EZE.
Yeah, I found it. So I'm gonna put Eze from Crystal Palace. I think the way he gets spoken about, he's not as good as he gets spoken about. Very overhyped. Very overhyped. Striker.
Who's the striker that is overhyped?
Braithwaite.
Evan Ferguson.
Evan Ferguson, yeah.
I think there's too much hype around him. I know he's a good striker, but I think there's way too much hype around him. Somebody said, who is Thiago? Striker said, who is Thiago? Striker don't even know who Thiago is. Thiago has not played this season.
Nah, Thiago, literally, has he played for Liverpool? He played against Arsenal. You remember that?
Oh my God.
He played against Arsenal and got injured. Thiago, in the last 12 months, has played against Arsenal twice and gotten injured both times.
I think Evan Ferguson is going to become a good striker, but I think there's so much talk about it, so much hype around it that what he's doing now is not living up to that hype, and that's the only reason I would pick him. I'm not saying he's a bad player, and I'm not saying that these players are bad. I'm saying a lot of these players that we're putting them in here because people overhype them, and people say, "Oh my God, they're going to cook, they're going to destroy, they're going to this, they're going to that," and boom, that's it. Like if they don't deliver on that hype, they get on this list. So
Somebody said Solanke.
Yeah, Solanke is not overrated for the club that he plays for, and the hype that they put around Solanke, he's kind of lived up to it to a certain extent. He's done the little like left wing Doku. Please put Doku. Richarlison, that's true. Richarlison, nobody's hyping Richarlison. Nobody's saying Richarlison is the next best thing. That was last season.
No, Richarlison this season, he's done his thing.
He's done his thing.
So the only person we have to take out is Thiago for somebody else, so I don't want to pull Caicedo though.
Yeah. Who else is there? Is there been a hype about that hasn't lived up to it? We need to put somebody who people were talking about, he's going to cook when he gets there. And whether we shouldn't even consider injury, like whether the person played well or did not play well. No, Lavia.
No, but he hasn't played. You can't really put him
in. But the hype around that midfield of Endo, Lavia, and Caicedo, you see what's going to happen. Beginning of the season, do you see the Chelsea fans? Lavia, Caicedo, Endo. And then and he hasn't kicked the ball. So for me, that's overhyping.
No. Mount? No.
Mount is injury as well, so I can't really.
Who's that last midfielder? Is there a midfielder in the league that has been bad? Calvin Phillips.
Calvin Phillips has only played a couple of games for.
Calvin Phillips. Overrated.
Yeah. What if this was the Arsenal squad?
No, Calvin Phillips is overrated.
No. Did you hear what I said, Gal? What if this was
but Calvin Phillips is perfect, right?
Yeah, he is.
You agree?
I agree that he's
Amrabat. Amrabat. That is the shout.
Hold on, let me talk to this Clay's FM Chelsea fan that is still trying to chase clout. The game has been over for over a week. You are still here talking about
is the guy.
It just tells you. It just tells how shallow your thinking is. You are still talking about a game that finished since last weekend. Other games have been played midweek. People have won. Your team won. You can't even come and celebrate your win here. You are coming to talk about my prediction, and we still did not lose. It's not your fault. I'm coming to meet you.
Amrabat is the guy. Amrabat
was actually, that's true. He was mad overhyped as well. But Igal, imagine this was the Arsenal squad.
So chat, are you guys happy with this 11? Or would you guys change the goalkeeper?
If goalkeeper, who's yeah, I think Leno, man. I'll leave Leno there. Onana, I can't say Onana was overhyped. At the very beginning, looked like he wasn't really doing like he wasn't going to live up to the hype. But Onana has saved them in some really key situations, man. I think Man U would be in a worse off position than they are if Onana hadn't stepped up in certain situations.
Okay, so because of the injury thing, is it fair to put Reece James in there?
Look, leave Reece James there. All these Chelsea fans, I don't like you guys. I'm going to in fact, all your Chelsea players are overhyped. All of you, your players are not good enough. None of them are good enough. And I'll cook you.
So
you
goalkeeper
Chelsea guys
should
any
be
day.
Pickford.
Yeah, should be who?
Pickford. He's England's number one.
Which is true. Which is true. You know,
if I take out Reece James, who would go in?
You can't take out Reece James because there's been so much hype about
the only
him.
person who would go in there is Kieran Trippier.
Have you seen all the noise that these guys make about Reece James about the he's the best right back for England. He's the best right back in Chelsea. The best right back. He's the best right back. He's the best. He gets injured, he goes out. He's the best right. They've been saying that for the last 2-3 seasons. So it's not just about this season where he's been injured. It's about the fact that they've consistently talked about how great he is, and we have seen nothing.
Okay, so what would you call this 11? Let me know, because I will tweet it out. And also, if you guys want to submit super chats and mess up the 11, I will tweet that out also for 24 hours without any context. For 24 hours, I'll tweet it out.
He said, "Is Cole Palmer overhyped?" No, I'm not going to say Cole Palmer is overhyped because he's living up.
If someone puts a super chat, Cole Palmer is overhyped, I'll put him in.
We're talking about people who you guys prop up and hype up and don't live up to that expectation. They don't show anything for it. So yes. So if you're talking about Cole Palmer, he's not overhyped. I'll be stupid to say that. Cole Palmer is he's a good player. His breakout season in Chelsea this year. If not for him, you'll be in relegation. And remember this, right? If you don't get your act together next season, that boy ain't going to pick you guys up like he did this season. He's going to find his way out of that club.
How is Eze there? He hasn't he been quality for Palace?
There's a lot of hype around him, and the numbers don't match up based on the hype that they say and what he's doing
and what he's doing and how he's hyped up doesn't match. Anthony doesn't get any hype.
True. Well, he got hype before he came to.
No, he doesn't get hype anymore.
He doesn't get hype anymore. Everybody.
Diaby's worth the hype. Diaby's worth the hype.
Diaby's first season. He's also the hype of Diaby was here. And Diaby is doing this. So there's still a bit of a gap, but we're talking people who you hype here and they've not showed anything. They're literally off the screen. No, Eze is good. Don't get me wrong. We're saying, apart from his injury, when he came back, the numbers the hype around Eze, he's not living up to those numbers. That's all I'm saying. So we're talking about people we're not saying they're not good. But when you overhype somebody and they don't live up to the numbers, they make the list. That's all.
I think Martinelli should be for stats similar to Modric. But if you take away Doku's game against Bournemouth, his stats are irrelevant. So, no. Actually, slap Ahmad Diallo right wing. Bro, I told you, if you want to do a super chat. Look, you know what we're going to do tomorrow? If you want to do this, we could do this again tomorrow, bro. Do another video. But there has to be a good topic. And by the way, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a match. Bro, tomorrow is going to be terrible. These guys, Cole Palmer getting a hat trick, Foden getting a hat trick, Arsenal being second in the league, Liverpool, Man United. Tomorrow is going to be absolute carnage. I don't know if you see my vibes from the 6 videos, but they go mental.
It's going to be mental, man.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be crazy. I already have guys messaging me in the chat. You know what he said to me? Listen to this. Man messaged the group chat and said, Saka, Palmer, Foden debate for this season ended tonight.
Igal, if you're going to continue the Chelsea hate, then don't complain when we do it to Arsenal. Ain't nobody complaining. You guys just don't know how to take it when we give it to you. You guys like to dish it, but you don't know how to take it. That's the problem, man.
So should I call this the overhyped 11?
Yeah.
I'm going to tweet it out.
Overhyped 11, man. They are good. See, what people don't understand by overhyped is we're not saying these are bad players. If you understand what overhyped means is these guys are good players, but there's a hype around them that they haven't lived up to. Will they live up to it? Maybe. Eventually.
Is it fair to put Pickford in overhyped 11?
I mean, he's England's number one, and he ain't doing so good right now, man. Like, I think, I don't know.
Yo, some people have Son, Salah. Some people have Son, Trent, and Saka in their overhyped 11 from 9 months ago. 9 months ago, they had those kind of guys in their overhyped 11. Mental.
You know what? 9 months ago, that's mental though. Trent Saka. Hold on, Trent Saka
and Son.
No, 9 months ago they were cooking.
No, Son had a poor season, I think.
I know, but they were. Man, it's hard to say when Son has had a poor season because honestly, it's like his seasons are usually just there. The numbers, maybe eye test he didn't pass it that last season, but his numbers were always in and around the same place.
Yeah. Anyways, people saying Bukayo Saka never scored a hat trick. He scored a hat trick for England. Something your boys have never done. So all this hyping penalties and deflected goals and free kicks.
This Liverpool fan that says, were Arsenal seriously expecting Liverpool to drop points to Sheffield? Nobody was expecting. Everybody said
no one's expecting. I'm just
everybody
saying.
Said they would win the game. Like what's you guys? You shall want to stay relevant by force. And if you want to stay relevant,
you know what somebody said? I put a Premier League overhyped or overrated 11, and someone said this is sacrilegious. What does that mean?
Sacrilegious. That means like this is like when something is holy, and then like you go and you desecrate on it, you go mess it up. Like let's say you go into a temple that they say is holy and everything, like sacrilege. Like that's In fact, let me pull up the proper description, but I know it has to do with like desecrating. Sacrilege. It says involving or committing sacrilege, right? What does that mean? Give me extremely disrespectful towards something considered sacred. When you're extremely disrespectful towards something considered sacred, that's sacrilegious.
All right, we're gonna end it here. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Don't forget to hit those likes, people. W's in the chat for all you guys supporting.
W's in the chat. W's in the chat.
And we're out of here, people. I'll catch you on the next one. Deo, I will probably be doing Vibes from 6 tomorrow, but if there's any major news, I will save it and we'll do a show, hopefully. And then when it comes to Saturday after the game, I'm gonna do the match reaction. You're gonna probably be on the terrace, but we'll do something Monday most likely also with the Bayern game coming up on Tuesday. It's gonna be an interesting time. I'm still trying to get tickets to go to the Bayern game. I've not been to a Champions League game yet. I need to go.
Yeah. I didn't plan my year well, man, because I have to fly from Texas to if we make it to the final, I'm going.
Forget about if we make it to the final. When we win a trophy, you're gonna be at the parade, right?
Are you joking? Like I am on the next flight. Look at this man. Look at this man.
I'll catch you guys soon, people. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. And guys, let me know. Do you guys want me to do daily night streams, or would you rather I do my regular streams? Let me know. And Deo, if you're down, bro, I need to sign you up to a 10-month contract.
10-month contract. Let's do it.
Let's get you signed up, bro. Let's get you signed up. We could do the Eagle Deo show or daily. I don't mind. This time of the night, I'm always up anyways. So it's like might as well start doing streams on a regular. But I appreciate you jumping on. Hope everyone's doing well in the chat, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Hopefully we beat Brighton. No question about it. I'm not too concerned. What do you think?
Well, no, it's done. It's done. I think we can go there and do the business. It's not going to be easy. Nobody said it's going to be easy, but we're going to do it, and it's done. I think that the boys can do the business. It's all right. It's going to be an easy 3-1.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Peace.